Hello everyone and welcome back to another very exciting chess game. So once again I have a Mikhail Tal chess game to show you. I hope you will enjoy this chess game as well. So in this chess game Mikhail Tal had the white pieces and his opponent was Hubert Seibold, FIDE master from Germany. So this game was played in 1991 in Germany. So let's see what happened in this extremely beautiful, exciting chess game by Tal. So we have e4, c5, the Sicilian defense, knight to f3, knight to c6, developing the pieces, so charging to the center, bishop to g7, and this is known as accelerated fianchetto. So knight to f6, and then bishop to c4, queen to a5, and both players castled, bishop to b3, d6, and then h3, bishop to d7, and Tal played rook to e1, centralizing the rooks, queen to d3, and then exchanging the knights, bishop to c6, and rook over, and queen to e3, the first threat by Tal. So he's attacking on h7, so black must defend, and then knight to d5, and this knight is looking very annoying. So knight takes on d5, and then a very interesting move by Mikhail Tal, not capturing with the bishop, but he captured with the pawn, and he is blocking the bishop. But maybe according to the general principle, this is not a logical, maybe it is actually logical, but this is not, this is maybe against the general principles of chess. But in Mikhail Tal's chess games, 2 + 2 = 5. So this is actually a very nice outpost for white. Even though it blocks the bishop, white has space advantage. And we are going to use how Mikhail Tal is going to use this advantage later in this chess game. So bishop to b7. By the way, black can never accept the pawn sacrifice, as this would be a very bad blunder. Because bishop takes on g7. And what else? Black has to capture the bishop. But now can you see white's next move? It is very simple. Not of course capturing the bishop, but retreating the bishop back with attacking the queen. So black must defend the queen. And then we can simply capture the bishop safely, and white is a piece up, and white is winning a piece by force actually. So this is why black can't accept the pawn sacrifice, as that would be a terrible blunder. But this bishop now is a very inactive piece. So bishop takes on g7, king takes on g7, and then lifting the rook up, so clearing the path for the rook. And Mikhail Tal is lifting his rook, rook lift, very dynamic active play by Mikhail Tal. So queen to c5 and queen to d2, unpinning the rook, as Tal wanted to keep the queens on the board. Now the threat is rook to h4 actually, and after rook to h4, black doesn't have any good defense. Interestingly, because if you defend with the rook, then white can land on e7, and black's position is going to fall apart. And according to the engine, if black pushes the pawn after rook to h4, then g4 is very good for white. So this is why we see this prophylactic move, h6, and then look at this, Mikhail Tal played rook to e3, double rook lift by Mikhail Tal. And now threatening rook to c3, and black would be in very, very big, deep trouble after rook to c3. So we have queen to c7, but let's see what happens if h5, some random move, some nonsense move, then rook to c3, and if queen to b5, well, white has many good moves in this position, but bishop to a4 is going to be a very simple winning move. This is a skewer. And after this move, if queen to a5, then rook to a4, and then landing on a7, also threatening to play bishop to a4, I think. So, okay, this is why we have queen to c7. Again, lifting the other rook as well. Look at this, Mikhail Tal lifted both of his rooks, double rook lift, and queen to c7 is a necessary move. And while Tal continuously improves his position with his active play, black is mostly passive and busy defending and holding his position for surviving Mikhail Tal's aggression. And then here comes. Now actually white is winning by force. White needs to solve a pretty simple solution. Bishop to a4, the first move. And now we can see the use of this advanced d pawn better, how useful this pawn is, as black can't use his bishop for blocking because of this pawn. So black must move the rook and vacating on e8 and not defending the e-pawn, but the queen is defending. But the solution is very simple. Rook to c3, giving the walking papers to the queen, and then queen to e3, and Mikhail Tal is attacking the e-pawn. And the good news for white is that black has no defense. Black is losing the pawn forcefully. So a6, and then simply Mikhail Tal captures the pawn, and white is a pawn up. So also the bishop is very strong, so black can't fight for the open file. So rook to c8 fighting for the c file, but Tal is preparing a surprise for his opponent. Rook to g3, and we have h5. Well, let's see what happens. What was that surprise? If b5, can you see white's next move? Then Tal would go berserk against his opponent. Rook takes on g6, check, and the pawn is pinned. Of course, if you move the king, you are going to get destroyed immediately. Well, Tal would destroy his opponent very quickly actually. If king takes rook, then this is check, and black is getting checkmated. And if something like king to h7, I mean, this is very simple, checkmate. And if king to f5, then check, and then checkmate. You can see that there is no defense. So threatening rook takes on g6, h5, and then rook to f4, another improving move by Mikhail Tal, attacking the pawn. And how to defend? Bishop takes on d5, defending and capturing the pawn and equalizing the material, but this is also losing. If defending with the rook, interestingly, the rook sacrifice again. So this is what Mikhail Tal was planning. So if king moves, then this is terrible, of course. You can take the rook, as you are going to get checkmated very quickly. And the pawn is pinned again. And if king takes rook, then we have check, and then rook to h4, and black is still going to get checkmated. How to defend? Rook takes pawn. There is no defense. So the other, defending with the other rook is also not going to work, as we have a similar continuation. Rook takes on g6, king takes, and we have check, and then rook to h4, and black has no defense. Actually, according to the engine, amazing, isn't it? We see amazing tactics, amazing tactical ideas by Tal. So rook to f4, but bishop takes on d5 is also not working. Now we have check, king to h7 by black, as king to g8 is going to fail to this move again. No matter what black does, Tal was going to sacrifice his rook. So that was his plan. So black is getting checkmated. And if king to h6, then we have rook to g5. And if some random move, then rook takes. Amazing tactics. If king takes, then this is also getting checkmated. It's complicated little bit, but only for improving or beginner level chess players maybe. It's not that complicated. So bishop takes on d5, and Tal played check. So king to h7, this is why. And then Tal played the final move of this chess game, and after that move, his opponent, the FIDE master from Germany, resigned. Tal played rook to f5. What a beautiful final move. What a beautiful dance of the rooks of Tal. His rooks were dancing in this chess game. Absolutely incredible. Of course, black can't accept the rook sacrifice because of queen to g7. It is going to open the door, and black is going to get checkmated, obviously. The kiss of that checkmate. So how to defend? This is also attacking the bishop. Of course, if moving the bishop back, then queen takes pawn, and then black is going to get checkmated in two moves. So if bishop to e6, both defending the bishop and defending the f-pawn, then we have rook takes on h5. No matter what, Tal he's going to sacrifice one of his rooks. And this would be a fantastic checkmate for a Mikhail Tal chess game. And in the final position, the king is surrounded with white's heavy pieces, and they all want to hurt the enemy king pretty badly. And black has no defense. He resigned in this position because of the possibility that I showed you. So what do you think about this chess game? Have you ever seen this chess game of Tal? An unknown, beautiful, amazing tactical chess game by Tal from 1991. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Take care and bye-bye.